That's me. Today I'm digging up one of my very old series that I've put on the back burner for a long time. Fixing things I've ruined. I will actually consider it a success that I have not been able to revisit this series over and over again,
because that would mean that I was ruining things
relentlessly, which I do ruin a fair amount of things. However, I feel like only the most ruined of the ruined are really justifiable to put in this series. Some of the things that I designed, maybe they're not the best,
but like,
are they ruined? I think ruined is a pretty extreme label, and we can only assign that to like really bad situations. However, because I have not done another one of these in a long time, I have collected a handful of things that I think I have sufficiently ruined. So basically, the concept is I take things that I've made in other videos of mine that I'm extremely unhappy with.
They're ugly,
they're terrible, they're
hideous.
In this video, I will attempt to redo the design and fix them. Okay. And I want to kick off this video by tackling my most infamous failure of all. It is her. It is this girl. She has no name other than the face of failure. She is the worst. She is hideous. I painted the squishy a long time ago at this point. It is horrible. The face is one of the creepiest out there. Look at that chunkiness. I mean, nobody wants chunks on their face. Now, I do want to give myself just a little bit of grace here because human squishies, I feel like, are innately creepy. I've never seen one, actually the Donut Queen. She's kind of cute. Let's not bring her into this. Human squishies, I feel like, are just a little bit more predisposed to being creepy. Most of them are. Humans and squishies just don't get along that well, in my opinion. That being said, I think I could do a little bit better than this. It's been 5 years since I painted this. I hopefully have improved a little bit in the past 5 years, and maybe I could do a little bit better now. I will say that I have already attempted this once. Okay, come on in here, girlfriend. Hi. Hello. How are you? I did try to fix this. It did not go that well. At least this one doesn't have the chunky skin going on. Her skin is nice and smooth, but the way I painted the face is still horrid. She looks like a creepy Muppet. And you know, I went for it with the half and half pink and orange thing, and everyone kept commenting Dunkin' Donuts. She has no affiliation with Dunkin' Donuts. I can't unsee it now though. This attempt was done about a year after this one, so it's been about 4 years since I've attempted the infamous girl. And so I found this. Now, I will say, this is not the exact same squishy. This one is a little bit smaller than this one. The dress is shaped a little bit differently. I really wanted to find the exact same squishy. I cannot find it anywhere. Okay, I think this is the only one that we have in existence. They have stopped producing her for good reason. Do I want to sacrifice one of these and permanently paint over
one of the originals?
I don't know. They're not precious to me, but also
I'm a hoarder and I like to hoard every version of everything.
Oh, sorry guys, that's aggressive. Even though this is like terrible and I hate it with my entire heart, I need to keep this intact. I need to bring her out, to punch her in the face every once in a while, to just make fun of her. This one, however, I feel like is so irrelevant. So like maybe I could actually just paint over this. I don't know. I'll decide later. What I do know is I am gonna try the face of failure again. Hopefully I can turn her into the face of mediocre success. Just not creepy would be great. So let's see if I can make a not creepy version of the face of failure. Okay, so here she is again, here to take a closer look at her. Sorry to do this to you, but look at her. Oh, she's just gross. And her counterpart, the face of failure 2.0. Creepy Muppet Dunkin' Donuts thing. The two of them together is just awful. Then we have the fresh victim. When I sat down and held them side by side, I noticed that there are even more differences here than what I originally noticed. The new one is smaller, her face is completely shaped differently, her hair is completely shaped differently, and I feel like this squishy actually doesn't come with the same level of challenge that the original brings to the table. I mean, those bug eyes, what do you do with those? I feel like it would almost be cheating to compare this one to the original design, but since I'm unwilling to kill her. She will haunt us forever. I'm gonna paint over this one. This one is so much less notorious and nobody really cares about it, including myself. I'm gonna sacrifice her. Say goodbye to bug-eyed Dunkin' Donuts. Today, she will die. Hold my hand. Hold my fingers. So let's begin. First, I need to do something about the eyeballs. Okay, it's just not natural to have this kind of protrusion from the eyeballs. In come the scissors, and ooh, that's gonna scar. We are gonna cut away the eyeballs, and I'm gonna try to trim away and flatten the edge of the skin as much as possible. You can get a little peek at her original skin.
Ew.
At this point, I was actually experiencing pretty intense regret because I have just made such a mess of this, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix this. Most people would not come back from their entire face and eyeballs being cut out. The amount I've complained about the Face of Failure's face chunkiness, and then look at this.
Even chunkier than ever before.
But I've gone too far now. I can't let her die in vain. So I'm grabbing some puffy paint, and I'm going to start the process of smoothing out this craziness. It's going to require several thick coats of puffy paint just to take the edge off.
Is that blood? What are you doing here? Mind your own business.
It's okay, you're going to get through this. Then on top of that, I'm applying thin layers of puffy paint to smooth it out even more. After several layers of that, I thought, okay, I've been smoothing this for days now. It is looking smoother. Yeah, we can just jump into the base coat, that's fine. But then, of course, the white paint reveals all. As soon as I applied that base coat, I noticed just how chunky this face really is. It's appalling chunky.
Why?
So once the white paint dried, I'm pulling out the big guns now. This is fabric Mod Podge, and this stuff is
Thick, okay?
I rarely use this because it's so
Thick.
It can make the squishy feel kind of tough, and it will just annihilate any detail. But it's fine. I'm desperate. And then going back over that with white paint, and this is the moment of truth. Oh, that is actually such a big difference. Oh, yeah, celebrate. Is it perfect? No, but I think we have saved her. It's just mild chunkiness now. So I'm just gonna finish up the base coat and then finally start repainting this girl, starting with the skin. Now, I am terrible with skin tones because I just rarely paint people, but I feel like the OG Face of Failure has kind of a weird, like, grayish look to her skin. She looks dead. So I'm trying to give her skin more life. I do feel like this looks pretty nice, I think. Next, I'm gonna go in with the hair, and this version of Face of Failure girl, I'm gonna use a more natural hair color. I've done the crazy colors on this girl. I can't say that the crazy colors were the biggest issue with either of them, but I just don't know if it was really helping. So I'm gonna go with a nice dark brown hair color. Let's just calm things down. Okay, let's just keep it simple, keep it calm. And you know what? That actually looks so pretty.
I like her with brown hair.
Next, I'm jumping into the clothes. I went pink for the top of her dress and then brought in a whole rainbow of colors for the skirt, painted rainbow stripes all around, which turned out so cute.
Oh my goodness!
Her clothing was never a big issue, but I do want to freshen it up and just change the design, because why not? It's been like 6 years. And yes, I have paint all over myself.
Good job.
Once that dried, I can finally go in for the face. This is the danger zone. I knew I needed to be careful. Okay, don't do this again. Once I got the placement in, I started with the blush, blending a nice red cheek onto her face. Jordan happened to be in the room for this part, and he helped with the blending. Aha! See? That's it. If this is another Face of Failure, it's his fault. He did it. I started going in with the lips, which I'm very traumatized over because the first time was this, and then I was so scared of lips after that, then I did this, which was somehow almost worse. So, doing the lips again. Hopefully I don't mess this up. I added some cute little brown eyes, and then this is what the mouth ended up looking like. It's crooked, and she looks weird. Going over all of that quickly, before the paint dries and gets all clumpy. Doing this over again, and this time being
Very careful with the lines.
Oh, no! She looks like an old man. It's happening again. No! Stop. Okay, remain calm. It's fine. Some little lips will help. Okay, they will. Adding those, some little eyelashes, some freckles, some highlights. She needs everything, okay? She needs it all. Immediately, I just jumped back into the clothing because I don't even want to focus on what I've done to the face right now. I can't. I'm not ready. So I'm adding the details of her outfit. And to bring some color into her hair, I added some little rainbow stars. They're supposed to look like little hair clips clips or something.
Cute.
And here she is, from this to this. You know what? I can confidently say that this is the best version by far. Okay, I don't know if y'all are gonna ruin her for me by pointing out things.
Oh, she's creepy.
Oh, her lips.
Ew, her eyes.
This and that are crooked.
I don't know what you're gonna say, but right here, right now, alone in my art room, I think she's adorable, okay?
She looks like a little baby doll, and I actually love her.
Her name can be Ruby. Oh, I actually already have a Ruby. Ruby May. Look out, all you other creepy human squishies. Gosh, y'all are terrible. Ruby May is better than all of you, okay? In fact, I hate every single one of you. You can stay, sweetie.
You're cute.
So let's move on. Okay, hi, I'm back. Moving on to the next
Failure.
This guy, freaking Eustace. Eustace, of course, himself is not a failure, but this version is terrible. I hate it so much. I don't think that you guys necessarily hated this as much as I did, but I really just want to redo this for my own sake, my own mental health. That's so traumatic. This is a custom plushie design, so I, of course, have other versions of Eustace in plush form, and I can just completely start over. I tried the galaxy thing. It's
Weird, it's ugly.
I tried to turn his cherry into a planet, and it just looks awful and so stupid. It's painful to see Eustace in such a terrible state. Today, I will be redoing this. Let's do it. By the way, guys, I want to let you know real quick that my Blob Universe 6-inch mini plushies and my baby series are both available in stores at Target now. Both of these products come as little mystery boxes, plus the newest series of my collectible figures. This series is all about costumes. I have some of my classic characters that are known to wear costume, and then we got Pickle and Burp and Derp dressed as Pickle.
I like that one.
And finally, this very exciting product. Whoa, it's wild looking. This is the Mystery Planet, and it is actually exclusive to Target, so you can only find these at Target. The planet itself is like a cool thing. This is clearly Gnaphilophagus. Okay. Obviously. And it comes with all things Gnaphilophagus inside. And you can find all of this now at your local Target. Okay, so yes, Galaxy Eustace must die. Starting from scratch on a nice clean Eustace plush. And I'm just gonna, okay, I'm kissing him?
I'm kissing him. Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and just chop the tag off, and then also leaving us is his cherry. Turning it into a planet the first time around, it did not work out too well. So this time I'm just gonna remove it completely. So I'm just carefully working my scissors around the cherry, just cutting it off and leaving it lying shriveled on my table. Of course, removing it did leave a gaping hole in his head. This was not unexpected. Okay, I have a plan. Let me just, just get out of here. I'm gonna take some of this faux whipped cream, attach the nozzle, and create a dollop of whipped cream right over top of the hole. Yeah, that looks nice.
How are you liking that, Eustace?
Good.
Okay, good. Once that dried completely, Eustace is hungry, so here, you want cake? I thought it would be fun to add a little dessert to him, but all of these seemed just a little bit massive.
So I went down to a mini squishy, but then that just seemed sadly tiny.
He doesn't even want it.
Then I found this little cupcake, and it is just the perfect size for him. Give your cupcake a kiss. I'm gonna work on them separately for now, starting with the cupcake, which happens to be a keychain. So I'm actually gonna rip that out of there and trim up the top. Then once the cupcake is sanded, I'm gonna use some puffy paint to repair all the rips and gouges and mess that's all over this squishy. That's gonna take forever to dry, so back to Eustace. Hi, buddy. And I'm bringing in my red velvet color here. I'm gonna use that on top of his ice creamness on his head. So he's getting a flavor change. One of the main reasons I chose red velvet is because I remember the first time I had such a hard time covering the chocolate chips. They are embroidered in there, which is great quality, but it's really challenging to actually cover them up completely. So I was trying to think of a flavor that has chocolate chips in it, and I thought red velvet, you know, a lot of times has like white chocolate chips. What I didn't consider is how close in color red velvet is to Eustace's face. Womp. Why did I do that? Also didn't consider the fact fact that out of context, this kind of looks like his head is dripping with blood. I'm hoping that the white chocolate chips will help. So let's just keep going. First, back to the cupcake. I'm gonna paint this cupcake as a cute and simple little red velvet flavored cupcake. Hopefully this will also help to convince you that Eustace has not been brutally scalped and is bleeding. It's just red velvet. I added some topping to the cupcake. It's supposed to be like those little cake crumbles. You know how they do the little cake crumbles? But I'm not sure my paint work is super convincing here. It just looks kind of weird. But anyway, back to Eustace. Time to add those white chocolate chips. I had high hopes that they were gonna just bring everything together into a delicious red velvet vibe, but instead it kind of looks like a bunch of maggots swimming in blood. So not what I was going for. I added the stupid little cake crumbles to the whipped cream as well, and then finally brought Eustace
His filthy little cupcake together.
stuck them together with a little bit of fabric glue, and voila, this is my reborn Eustace. From this tragedy to this tragedy. Did I fix it? Yeah, I know. I think Red Velvet Eustace may be a slight improvement from Galactic Eustace, but they're really neck and neck on the terrible scale. Okay,
I'm not a huge fan.
basically I failed twice. What can I say? I guess it takes me 3 tries to fix things because, you know, I also failed twice with the face of failure before making beautiful Ruby May. Maybe the 3rd time I'll fix this, but I'm actually good for right now. I'm not super anxious to come back to this situation anytime soon. So goodbye, Eustace. Okay, and the final failure that I'm gonna be addressing is the most recent one. It is Twinkle. Twinkle the baby blob, daughter of Starla, twin of Black Hole. Twinkle has a special spot in the blob universe. However, she is not
Good enough
to maintain that special spot. Okay, so I really desperately need to redo this design. Twinkle just came out so ugly, so weird, not good enough at all. I loved this concept of doing a little star blob that's a twin with Black Hole. Love the idea, hate the execution. I think I know what I want to do, so I'm gonna try it and let's see if we can save Twinkle. Okay, so here she is in all her shiny terribleness. My goals for fixing Twinkle are 1, to make her look more like a baby because she is. Well, she's supposed to be. 2, make her look more related to Black Hole, her fraternal twin. 3, make her less awful. I was gonna start over on a completely new baby blob figure, but then I thought, well, I do still want to keep her little star shape. I didn't have an issue with that, so maybe I can just sand this one and repaint it. I gave it a try, started sanding, and as I was ripping apart the paint, I noticed that it started peeling up, and then, oh my, the entirety of the paint peeled off like a face mask, and underneath, the blob form itself was completely unharmed. And now I just have Twinkle's
skin left over. Did anybody want this?
Now I can truly just start over with her paint. It's like a time machine. I'm just going back to the part of the process before I painted her. I do need to bring back my clay though, because I decided to go ahead and add a little accessory to her design. So I rolled out a little piece of clay and drew out a pacifier shape. I feel like adding a pacifier to her is of course going to make her look a little bit more babyish and also make her fit a little bit better with Black Hole. Since Black Hole gets a cute little bow accessory, she should have a pacifier. It just seems like a good idea. This pacifier was definitely one of the trickiest things that I've tried to sculpt. It took me quite a while to do and I was never able to get it perfect, but I am pretty satisfied with the result, okay? B+, B+. Once the clay had dried, now it's time for the painting. Going in with a bright yellow color, it's very similar to the original Twinkle color. I still want to keep her like cartoon star vibe, so yeah, color's staying the same. Then for the pacifier, I went black. Odd color choice for a pacifier, yes, but I wanted to tie her in with Black Hole a little bit more, so I'm hoping this helps. On top of the black, I added some galaxy swirls, which definitely helped to make it seem a little bit less jarring. Then I went blue and purple for the little handle in the hinge. That's cute. Finally, onto Twinkle's face, I added some golden blushy cheeks and some big black baby eyes. Her creepy golden eyes were just not, they were not doing it. So let's just go bold for these. Then I added a light yellow star on her forehead just to reinforce the idea that she is a star and her shape is a star shape. Kind of added some little stars to her pacifier and into her eyes, and then she is finished. And I feel like this is such a big difference. I don't know how you guys feel, but I am like 5 times happier with this version of Twinkle than the original. I mean, I just think she's so much cuter. She looks more like a star, looks more like a baby, and looks a lot better side by side with Black Hole. So it's time. Starla, come on in, girl. Your babies have finally been born. Black Hole was delivered first, followed by Twinkle only like 4 months later. So basically, Starla was in labor for 4 months. Starla and her babies are united at last, and it is a happy sight.
And I'm so happy.
I know the burning question, who is their daddy? Boy, I don't know. Okay, I just got done fixing Twinkle. I need to breathe. Here are the 3 creations I attempted to fix today. I am extremely satisfied with 2 out of 3 of them, so it's fine. Not gonna lie, I do feel like I kind of ruined Eustace twice, but whatever, the other 2 are great. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Friday. Bye!